Okay, let's move on then, David, to the World Economic Forum. And well, we've got some good news because there has been an annual meeting of new champions. Is this happening today? I know this happened at the end of last week.
It was the tail end of last week, but good news, yes, the new champions are here. This is an annual meeting of 1,500 business leaders and leaders from civil society, international organizations, and academia. It's known as this Summer Davos. Sounds lovely. We have a clip.
As we know, there's an increasing impact of human activities on our Earth systems, which is causing all sorts of irreversible harm, and hopefully some reversible harm. And our shared resources on which we depend are becoming increasingly in jeopardy. This covers our air, to our soils, water, and broader climate, and threatens both our health and livelihood as well as that of the wider ecosystems that we're a part of. Now, we are, broadly speaking, agreed that we need to get on track towards a net zero, climate safe and nature positive future, but we know this will not be easy. And we're going to need to change behaviors of both individuals, but also the way that our industries and corporations and also our governments work and practice. We're going to need to do this through a mixture of carrots and hopefully perhaps not so many sticks, and some kind of mix. And there's a very active and live debate as to how we go about this. But we're likely to see an increasing move towards a more stick-like interventions into the future as things worsen if we're not able to act. And it's important to note that as well as worrying about our systems, our planetary systems today, we need to worry about those of the future and think about the generations to come. So what we're going to try to do is have a discussion from various stakeholder perspectives here about how we think through some of these different carrots and sticks. And I'm very pleased to say that I am joined today by, to my left here, Ma Jun, the Director for the Institute for Public and Environmental Affairs, by Niklas Gustafsson, the Chief Sustainability Officer and Head for Corporate Affairs in the Volvo Group, by Jamila Mahmood, the Executive Director for the Sunway Center for Planetary Health, Sunway University in Malaysia, and Moaka Mukubesa, the Permanent Secretary for Budget and Economic Affairs in Zambia. And we hope to be joined very soon by Jonas Leonis, the Undersecretary for Policy, Planning and International Affairs at the Department of Environment and Natural Resources of the Philippines, who is currently on his way very rapidly from the airport, I'm told.
So let me just clarify this, David. What we're looking at here is a group of people who are not discussing whether their desired outcome is correct or not. They're simply discussing whether they're going to use carrots or sticks to get there.
Yes. So the first line was, as we know, right? No, we don't, right? So this is him selling a lie because the belief is, as we know, everyone agrees with this. It's nonsense, right? He then talks about our Earth system. So I like the possessive pronoun there. This is very interesting. He then goes, the problem is air, soil, water, and climate actually gets fourth billing. They are struggling on the climate change agenda. That's not working. And then he says, we're broadly in agreement over net zero targets. Well, that means they're not in agreement, right? And that's an admission there that there's problems. And then we go into this. Did you like the way when he said carrot or hopefully, he was going to say hopefully sticks, and then he could have changed at the last moment to try and pretend not to be happy with the sticks. Then basically admitted, yeah, it's going to be more sticks. Basically, until morale improves, the beatings will continue, seems to be the takeaway. And I loved that the last guy wasn't there because he was still in the big silver bird coming into the airport, emitting lots of CO2 as he did so. I thought that was quite funny. And a final comment on that, the Sunway Center for Planetary Health, we can't even manage to cope with a small outbreak of flu-like symptoms, let alone planetary health. I thought that was an illustration of how incoherent the whole position is. And then all these people then talked about how they were going to force people into change. And there was no was no discussion. No discussion is permitted about whether the agenda's right or not, or what the downsides are. It was all about how we actually get to this agreed goal. I thought I'd have a quick look at some of the people organising this. There's a lot of co-chairs. I picked 3 at random. Here they are. And what a trio, right? So we have Merav Oren, right, who said about herself, who says this? I've seen some corporate BS in my life, but this is high quality stuff. As a non-conformist and known overachiever, I have always had a passion for challenging the status quo in order to improve the lives of others. Goodness sake. The second one, that was from someone who worked for 9 years for Intel in Israel. That's her background. That's the sort of arrogance you get from 9 years working for Intel in Israel. Then we've got Kari Chan, right? Her main line of business seems to be real estate, but the reason she's there is she's the founder of Avant Meats, right? A cultivated meat technology company in China. They make non-fish fish. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking Soylent Green, but that's unfair. And then the third guy that I picked at random, Jeremy Allaire, is a genuine tech innovator, has been in the internet and tech fields for decades now. He's currently involved in he's saying the world has evolved, now money has too. He's got a new form of digital currency exchange system. So there we go. I thought that was quite a good summary of the sort of people who go to this summer Davos.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Thank you, David. Okay. Let's move on then to Ukraine a little bit. And sorry, can